Hello my friends, I hope everything is going great with you tonight. It's about 10:39 here in the PM. We had a great day today. I really enjoyed being with Pastor Myrtle and Sister Dion from Total Grace Church. We had a good time talking together about doing missions in her area. They work on Covington Highway near where Memorial Drive and Covington Highway comes together. They're inside the loop on 285. And we've got a lot of work in that area. In particular, that's near where Ashley has her mission at Kensington Station. So I'm also always particularly enthused about trying to get people to come and help because it's helping her. And, you know, she always needs a lot of help with all those kids over there. The church is plugged in to some extent over at Christopher Woods, which is another place where we have some missionaries that we're partnering with, Adam and Mary Hoyt. Two of my favorites over there. They're doing a great job. Kathy and Ashley work with Mary Hoyt on Mondays at the ESL program they have going on there at Clarkston International Bible Church. So I try to do all I can to help accelerate the work of my other partners, and the Hoyts are no exception to that. It was really interesting too because they were talking about a lot of the African American churches and the similarities between them and white church in particular. Tend to run a lot of programs, don't tend to be too particularly interested in working out in the communities. She made it sound like it's even less of getting the African American churches to work overseas. The way she put it was that white churches tend to be much more enthusiastic about serving in a global manner than African American churches. That may very well be true. I'm sure she knows a lot more about it than I do. I always find it ironic that it seems like white churches are much more interested in going and taking a mission trip to Peru or Bulgaria or Bosnia or Hungary or wherever, but don't seem particularly enthusiastic about doing the same sort of thing with the same people group, 5 minutes from their church. So, they'll go to Guatemala but don't want to work with the Guatemalans across the street on Beaufort Highway. I never have quite got that. But that's the way it is. But it made it sound like, in the African American churches, they're more interested in working locally if they're going to work at all. So it was an interesting kind of compare and contrast about kind of the two different styles and stuff and how that works out. So it was very interesting. We went to eat at a new place. I really liked it, called Las Brasas, which is Peruvian. Roasted chicken. It was really good. While we were there, I met the owner. His name is Juan. He goes by John now. It's his gringo kind of name. He's from Peru, and I asked him about, do you go to church around here? Do you believe in Jesus? And do you ask Jesus into your heart? And he said yes. He said, when I was back home in Peru, and when my son was very small, his name is Michael, and he was very, very sick, and the doctors were afraid he was going to die, and I was so sad about that, and so I was really praying to ask God to help us, and I had this man to come up to me in a gray suit, and he came and prayed with us, and just whispered in my ear that Michael was going to live, and that made such a big influence on me, and I pray all the time now, and I believe in miracles, and Michael did live. It's interesting on a couple of different ways. One is that you never can tell the kind of crises that people are dealing with all around you. They may look like everything is just fine, but when you actually start just barely scratching the surface, the kind of hurt and the trouble that people are dealing with on a daily basis sometimes is really enormous. And to show any interest, and especially, after he told the story, I said, well, I want to pray for you. And so we prayed for him, outside under our little black umbrella, and prayed for his family, and that he'll, that continue to bless his business there, and the shield of protection around their family. It's just trying to reach out to people and show concern and interest in them. It's what I think really draws people to the Savior, and that's what being a missionary all the time is all about. Just asking simple questions and responding to people. Doesn't mean you get a big black Bible out and smack them on the head with it. Anyway, we finished with that, and then we went over to the kind of the Norcross area where we had a meeting, Ashley and Jesse and I, with Lena, who is an interior designer who's working for our contractor, Parker Young. So we had to pick out colors for the rooms and what kind of tiles for the bathroom and countertops and all that sort of stuff, so that when they finally, as our superintendent says, jump in with both feet, that they'll have everything ready to go and make all the orders so that, you know, we can actually get this house going. Because I mean, right now we've been out of our house almost exactly, well, it'll be, today is Tuesday the 13th. On the 19th, I mean, we've been out of our house for 3 months, and they're talking at least it could be another 2 months before we get this done. So again, I want to just continue to pray for the Lamb families who have been so generous to us to open up their house, especially for Kathy and you know, Ashley. And oh man, what a crown of gold those guys are going to have for being so patient with us. But anyway, it was a good day to get all that done. You can see further down on the blog, on the written blog, the pictures, the colors, and see pictures of Lena and stuff like that. But I do really appreciate you looking at this blog and watching this. Always remember to take a look at Ashley's blog too. She wrote a little bit about, I think, Juan telling his story today. But we appreciate you being interested in our ministry and what we're doing and praying for us. You make all the difference. Remember, prayer is not a strategy. Prayer is the strategy. So be praying for a special way in our family, and as we're going through all this challenge and bills that pile up, and you know, it can really get too much sometimes. I tell you, it's really enormous stress sometimes. And you know, we just got to take it little by little. As the Spanish say, poco a poco. But your prayers for our family is really what makes the difference, and we really appreciate it. I sure look forward to seeing you real soon. Take care. Bye.